Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Saturn Return Diaries podcast. My name is Courtney. I am your host, and this is a bit of a different episode today. I'm feeling super inspired at the moment. Today is Sunday, September 5th, and it's 10:40 in the morning when I'm recording this, and I'm not in my car office. I'm in my home using the mic, so I hope this works okay. You can't hear too much of the cars outside. But it's so interesting because I haven't done any solo episodes in video format. So I kind of thought I would try this out. And if you're watching this on YouTube, well, hey, look at, you can see me in all of my glory here. Morning vibes, just, oh, my ear is ringing right now. Love when that happens. Look at this, hair a mess. This is the reality of the creator's life, I swear. When I get creative inspiration, I really feel like the best time to use it is to use it. And one of the things that I really want to be able to create for myself is just this space to be able to really follow those intuitive nudges and inspiration, because I am such a creative person that when it comes, inviting it in feels so good. And it is really beautiful. Like, it's super beautiful to be able to do. So that's what I'm doing today. I am going to do a few more episodes like this because I think it's important for me to kind of break down some of the other things, like besides, or sorry, I shouldn't say besides, but other than interviews. I think it's super important we're hearing other people's stories, but there's also a few other things. So I'm going to try and do them in video format as well. So if you want to come over to YouTube, come and subscribe over at Saturn Return Diaries on the tube of you. But you can also still hear it in audio format. So that's all good. And if you don't want to see me looking like a hot mess express, then just pop those earbuds in. Anyway, so what I want to talk about today is something that I'm feeling right now, which is kind of wild. And I think it's in part with the Saturn return, obviously, but I guess it's just a little personal share of the day. I am 30 years old. I turned 30 on February 7th. My birthday is February 7th, 1991. I was born at 8:35 a.m. on a Thursday, Jupiter day. And, obviously the past few years for all of us has been very murky and filled with lots of change. And I haven't really felt the outer change, I think, that I want to experience quite yet. Especially turning 30, I had this idea that everything was just going to change. I'm like, it's all going to get better. Like, I'm one of those people who loves getting older. Like, it's just so exciting for me. I don't know why, but I'm just like, yeah, get me to 33. But anyway, I digress. So essentially, it's just so interesting to me because I haven't felt that external change I think that I've been wanting to see, but I've been processing and doing a lot of the internal work, which is a huge part of your Saturn return. Like, you can't get the outer change that you want without doing the inner work. And the inner work requires changing our belief systems that we were programmed with, getting rid of those shoulds. I guess delayering and deconditioning the layers around our being that aren't necessarily authentic to our soul, but we were told to be that. And so that's been a huge part of what I've been going through. I have my Saturn on the cusp of the 11th and 12th house at 0 degrees of Aquarius. So I definitely felt the lead up during Capricorn Saturn transit and also during this Aquarius one. But as Saturn moves away from my personal Saturn, I'm noticing more of a cleansing happening, especially now as I'm recording this. Saturn is retrograde. So it's almost giving me this like time to really like, wow, look at how much you have actually changed around your system. Look at how much you've done. Look at how much I'm going to get emotional. I'm like so full of gratitude and tears today, but it's like, look at everything you've done in your life up into now and how that's shaped you into becoming a person that you're only just beginning to know more of. Because, no, I don't believe that, we're becoming new people. I think if anything, we're remembering who we are. And, that's such a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's tender. It's tender to let go of old beliefs and systems and essentially walk out into the world a little tender, like a tater tot, and feel this emotional, like, ooh, like, am I going to be accepted here? Like, am I like all the things? It's just a fragile, vulnerable state to be in as you change your life. And it's interesting because today I'm like, in this whole weekend, Labor Day weekend, becoming anew, going into labor. um, it's really felt like this, wow, like the new life that you've always wanted, or the dream that you've been dreaming of for the past couple years, is coming. And I know that on a deep soul level, regardless of what is happening in the world. I know, and I would tell this to anyone else going through their Saturn return, or anyone in life, like especially when it's hard and dark, like you're meant to be there. Like those times, like you're meant to be in those places. They help you grow, they help you expand. Like it's hard and it's challenging, but it's also this like weird, like I don't even know, it just feels pretty badass to be like, yeah, I walked through the fire. Like I jumped, I leaped, I walked through the fire of my dreams, and I'm here. And it's like, look at all the evidence and the past experiences that created the gumption, grit, and power and beauty that allowed you to walk through that. It makes me so emotional because in that comes with all these people and teachers and mentors that at the time I don't think you think they're your mentors, teachers, and guides, but you look back and you're like, wow, holy shit. Like my life would be so different if they hadn't have entered when they did. And I love that. I'm that's why I wanted to do a podcast. That's why I love YouTube so much, because we're constantly learning through other people's stories and experiences. I was that girl. Look, I'm a manifesting generator, and apparently manifesting generators have a hard time finishing books. Yeah, I can confidently say to you, I think I've finished 2 books, like 2 books front to back my whole life. Like I'm always someone who like it will take me a few years or I'll go back to it. Not that's anyway, besides the point. Um, but when I was younger, all I ever wanted to read was chicken soup books, like Chicken Soup for the Soul. Okay, look, I got a Pisces rising. I got a Venus and Pisces on my rising sign. So like clearly I have this like this juiciness of like love and story and poetry and words, and like the way that people's lives are in the world just inspires me so much. I love hearing people's stories and I love learning through them. And it's just so expansive. And makes you think about things, right? It makes you learn in different ways, and I love that so much. So that was something that I always was interested in. So I think that the power of hearing people's stories is so incredible and so important. And through story, we realize like it's people's relationships, it's people's, hard times, challenges, darkness that creates this like expression of who they are. And I have this thing for people who I'm like, I want to know like the depths of you, like Scorpio moon, am I right? I'm like, I just want to know like what have you had to go through to get to where you are, because every single person has a story. Every single person has an experience that has changed their life in the place where they're at. And it will always be like that. Like it's never going to be like, even like obviously the darkness, like I just said, Scorpio moon. Like I can thrive there. Like it almost becomes my comfort zone too much and I need to learn how to get out of it. But there's also beautiful, amazing, incredible experiences that happen that shape us, right? Like that are just like, holy, that happened in my life. Like I'm sure you can think of a few right now, whether that be like the birth of your child, getting married, or traveling to another place in the world. Like I would not be the same person today if it wasn't for those experiences of getting to go to other cultures and experience different people's ways of living. It's a blessing, it's a privilege, and it's an experience that I think every single person in the world should experience. It should be a prerequisite for life to go to another culture and see how people live. Like, another city, another town, like get out of where you were born, because it just changes you. It doesn't, you're not the same person after. You can't be, because your eyes open very wide to what's happening around you in different places. I'm kind of digressing, but I've been thinking about all of this weekend. And I think, as I exit which I'm already 30, but I feel like this is very delayed because I turned 30 in February. But it's weird because I feel it now versus I didn't feel it then when I turned 30. Like I was like, oh, I just turned 30, like nothing's really changed. But it's almost this integration process of, but look at how much has changed within you. Look back at the relationships, the experiences you had during your 20s, and like say goodbye and hold ceremony for them and love that part of you that did that had those experiences, that stayed up till 5 a.m., that did some pretty reckless things. Like, love that version because she created who you are today. And that is what gets you through the portal of the Saturn return. I'm crying if you can't tell. I think growth is such an incredible thing. And, you know, we all want growth. We all want to change. But 1 second, please. Okay, I needed to go and blow my nose, so sorry about that. But I did, yeah, I just wanted to like say like growth is such an interesting topic. And I think sometimes I should speak for myself. I am somebody who like I just want to go all the time, forward, fast motion. And sometimes when that happens, it's hard to look back and be like, yeah, but like, how much did you just already do? Like, if you're going on a hike, for example, like you're so focused, you want to get to the destination, obviously, but on that hike, there's so many things that you're looking at. And, it's important to think of like, look how far we came. Like, look at how far we've actually been journeying to get here. And so I wanted to share this because I think that this is a cool piece that I hope whenever you're going through your Saturn return, or maybe you already did go through your Saturn return, and this is something that is I don't know, maybe like part and parcel with the energy that I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I think I'm just trying to say, like, maybe if you've been through this before, you will know what this feeling is like. It's like you're exiting something and you're preparing it's literally like a ceremony, like a graduation. And an ending which feels welcomed, it feels ready. I feel excited. I feel like, I've been through the ringer and I'll go through the ringer again, but I feel like the leaving of those old habits and beliefs that no longer serve me have been so subconscious that they've been hanging on like a leech, and they're going to take conscious work for a really long time because it's still new. I'm still operating from a new system, like a little baby learning to walk, learning to talk, learning to do things in a new and different way. And it's so cool. And it's also really wild. So I think there's this moment that happens in your Saturn return where you're like, okay, I'm done. I'm ready to like move past this. Excuse me, there's a undercover cop. Um, I'm ready to release this and I'm ready to like move forward into my new destiny, whatever that might be. And I just have had that moment this weekend where I'm like, okay, I can't fully see it yet, although there have been clues, there have been indicators. I've been getting lots of signs and synchronicities of what the future might hold for me. And although they aren't tangible yet, I can feel them. I can feel that all the work that I've been doing on an internal level will pay off. And in a sense of like, you will see the benefits of this. You're going to. It's just, first, you got to kind of like fully let go, fully release, and then allow in what is meant to come in. So it's an interesting spot to be in, but it's really cool. I don't know. It's a welcomed energy. So I hope it's relaying what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. It's funny. Yeah. This whole time period is such an interesting place to be in. And I remember like a couple years ago, I was like, I knew my Saturn return was coming, and I was like, I just wish like I was searching for things and I didn't have anything to really look at and ask people. So that's why I started this. So I hope this gives some people some empowerment, some encouragement. And yeah, that's what I feel like saying today. So this is just an extra little dose of magic for this podcast. And I guess I'll leave it there. So, yeah, any news from me on my end is basically, yeah, there's a little bit. If you all are wanting to deepen your understanding of astrology, come over to Bravely Beautiful brand. That's my main business, baby. And essentially, what happens there is I have lots of different options where you can work with me. You can get a birth chart reading. I have different types of options for that. I also am going to be doing more teaching on this. So stay tuned. There is a course coming soon. Hint, hint. And there's also little smaller ways to work with me. So if you wanted to come and like do masterclass versions every month, I do an astrology room, and it's the second Tuesday. Can't remember now, but it's the second or third Tuesday of every month. And basically, this is this place where I'm going to debunk some form of astrology and give you information on how to actually tangibly use it in your life. So it's kind of deepening your awareness to the stars and the cosmos. So yes, that's what I have to say. Of course, you can, find me over at Saturn Return Diaries. We have lots of more interviews coming up. And yeah, let me know what you think. If you felt this before too, love to know. But other than that, I'm going to leave it here and I will see you when I see you. And don't forget, go live your dreams. They're 110% possible. Mwah! Love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day. If you're on YouTube, you can see my new mug. I'm showing it. It's beautiful. One day, maybe we'll have Saturn Return Diary mugs. Ooh, wouldn't that be cute? Maybe some scrunchies. Wow. Hot Mess Express. This is what I look like on a Sunday, people. Anyway, I hope you have a great day, evening, night, weekend, year, solar birthday, solar return. And I will see you guys in our next episode. Bye.